This is a reading for you. It is not attached to a zodiac sign nor a timeline. The intention is, if you come across this reading, it should benefit you in some way. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. There's a pause in your relationships, a sense of investigation, a choice to be made. You take your time with this, though. You've been very confused behind you. You are coming to a conclusion or a judgment call. You're remaining sort of head over heart. Now, there may be a conflict ahead of you, but it brings the sun. So you can rest assured, the sun in your outcome, it suggests all things good. Prosperous, bountiful, relationships, work situations, whatever. But I do feel that it will require you to take somewhat of a leap of faith into an unknown direction where you're not sure how it may pan out, and it likely will involve collaborations. You're waiting for maybe a sign to move forward in some way, particularly in this relationship dilemma. Or you're investigating if one will come through maybe. But there's a sense of not having all the pieces. And mind you, whoever you may be sort of involved with here, they're very intuitive as well. And I would say that they're pretty determined. You may also have people around you who really sort of hold their best interest at heart. I want to look a little bit further though. You're very strategic. You may have had some setbacks or mishaps in the past. You also may have been very motivated as far as your ambitions and things go. However, maybe that dropped a little bit. Maybe that's where a lot of your concern kind of comes from. There will be justice and seems to be a lot of options as well. I want to say that right now, I don't think you have to fully understand what is happening. I think that you will take things as they come. I also think that you may make a judgment call that will be very successful for you. This could be a creative endeavor or a professional endeavor, separate from the whole relationship fiasco. Though I think that will work out fine. Honestly, I think you and I both could say where that's going. Now you have the Hierophant in your outcome. A lot of people read the Hierophant as marriage. I'm not seeing this as marriage. I'm seeing this as an advancement in your life. Some sort of elevation or even in initiation. It could be around a formal group. It could be around a spiritual path. It could be a platform or something that you would be either passing through. It could even be education. The Hierophant has a sense of authority, a sense of wisdom. People come from all over to hear the Hierophant speak. And clarify this. The stupid relationship. Yeah, the relationship thing keeps coming up, so maybe it is about that. I don't know. There's tempering in it. But with everything else here, I do think that professionally speaking, there is something that you're working at that you should probably pay more attention to. Perhaps it's more important than whatever all this is. You know, I feel like, because as I said, I think that we can tell where this is going. We need to think long-term, not immediate comfort. Now, what that means can be confusing sometimes. What is immediate comfort? What is sustainable long-term? Sometimes those can be difficult to sort through. Yeah, I think that you probably keep things to yourself though. And you maybe ignore a lot of either ideas or inspirations even, problems. There is, it would suggest to balance out in your relationships. Approach this with wisdom. There will be some kind of change. Clarify the change. It's almost as if it doesn't want me to tell you. Because there's a sense of you ignoring a truth. There's also an opportunity that presents itself that maybe makes you feel a little bit uneasy. So you sort of stand around and look at it. But how long can you do that? And the longer you do that, by the way, that may bring other confrontations in entirely different circles. And the truth can often be difficult. The right choice isn't necessarily always the best choice, but our internal compass can guide us. I do feel like you'll be taking on a level of advancement. Things will progress very well for you. You're sort of in the process of finding your backbone or your official stance, a chosen direction. But when you do find it, and maybe some of you have, but it will bring transformation for the better. And it will bring a fresh start, new potential. And, you know, if there is a level of difficulty, perhaps some healing. I'm going to close this with 3 things that you should be aware of. And then from there, I'll be taking the reading over to my Patreon. That's where all of my exclusive content goes. So feel free to check that out. This is very simple. Know where there is momentum and know where there is movement, where there is growth, where there is possibility, where there is creativity, and don't let your own narrow-minded fears prevent you. Secondly, there is something you're aware of that you should probably end. The matter of confusion, most likely in your relationships. And yes, fresh starts do wait ahead of you. And that if there are specific communications that you're afraid to make, I do think you'll make them. And you may even find an unusual sense of healing within your relationships. You know, this could take some twists and turns, and that's maybe why it's difficult to navigate. Be patient with yourself. Don't feel too rushed. Until next time, please do feel free to like and subscribe. Feel free to join me on Patreon. If you want to book a personal reading, I'm available for personal readings. Everything is in the description below.